Hello, I'm Robert Morris. Today I'd like to demonstrate how to paint a very easy, fun sunflower for you. And it's not very complicated, it's got some basic shapes in it. I think you're going to enjoy it. So I'm going to proceed in just a minute, get my screen down here, take my little helper away. We're going to use only four basic colors: alizarin crimson, cad yellow, sap green, ultramarine blue, and burnt sienna. I may throw in a little sepia, which is a dark brown, and we're going to use a little, maybe we'll use a mixture to make a violet. That kind of looks nice with sunflowers. So here's the colors that we have. Hold them up a little bit so you can see. We're going to use a mop brush, 10-inch round brush, a rigger or liner brush, and there's your colors. This is a very easy sketch. So I've got one, and I'll show you how it looks here, if you can see it. It's just a very simple, it's an oval or a circle and some petals, and you have a stalk down there. So it's a very easy one to sketch out. So if we're doing this painting, again, I'll bring it down here a little bit so you can see. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wet my paper. I'm using a mop brush for this. It's a nice big floppy brush. We want this to be a nice loose, fun painting. We want colors to flow together. And then we'll come back with a little bit of suggestions of details for shape. But the first step that we have here is just getting the paper nice and wet, and then we're going to drop in some colors. So I'm going to start with my cad yellow. That'll be I'm going to put that toward the center here. Bring it out. Bring some of those colors along into the sides of your painting. Up here. Then I'm going to drop in a bit of our reds. This is a cad red. This looks very messy to begin with. Again, we're just getting this strengthen the flow around, strengthen the center. This is just an undercoat. We'll get more definitive as we go by, but this is just a nice, soft, loose blend. Okay. Now we're going to, I'll put just a little bit more in the center. Sides. think you want some of the paint out of a section, you can just get a dry, thirsty brush and kind of lift some things out. Okay, this is again, this is just our undercoat, and we're going to give this a few seconds to dry up a little bit. I think I'll speed it along a little bit with a hair dryer, so you might want to close your ears a little bit, and I'll just dry it up a little bit. This will just save us a little bit of time. Okay. Lift out a little bit with clear water. This is a petal that I want to get a little bit more yellow into it. So I'm going to come out here with a number 10 round brush, and I'm going to work on this center a little bit. I'm going to darken this center. This is what I put in here is sepia. And now, just for fun, I'm going to throw in a little bit of salt. This will kind of get us some of that texture pattern. Now is that, I've got to give that some time to dry up, then we're going to put secondary values in here. But I'm going to mix up a little bit of red with my yellow to get a nice orangey type color. And I'm just going to start suggesting some nice loose petals. Getting some nice shapes. Again, this painting is wonderful to do in a very loose, free manner. It also is a wonderful painting to do when you're in a, as we've done with other ones, when you're in a coffee shop, getting one of your favorite blends, maybe a hazelnut coffee. This is a nice flow in here of the brown. And watch how I can kind of flick some forms out here. This is all going to dry soft, so I'll have to come back here and get some stronger colors in here. I'm going to mix a little bit of my yellow, that's the cad yellow, with my ultramarine blue, just so I can suggest some leaf patterns here. Then I'm going to come down in this lower part, and this is where your nice thick stem would be. They're nice and thick. Put a couple of leaves down here on the stalk. I think you can see where this salt is coming in here, making some nice beautiful patterns in here. Take a little hair out. Okay. I'm getting a nice pattern down here with the salt also. So I think I'm going to, again, if you'll cover your ears, I'm going to dry it up a little bit more, and then we're going to put some more values in here. And as you can see, as we get it a little bit drier, you're getting that salt to really kick in. You're getting some nice soft values around the leaves. So this softens up, gives us a little bit of a, starting to be a flow. Now, what you can do to get more patterns is if you take the end of one of your brushes and you can just tap. This will give it kind of a seed pattern when we put the next coat on. This can take out some of your frustrations. This will just get, this is just making a little bit of indentations on your paper, and like I said, this can be for stem or seed patterns. Okay. Now, take a number 9, 10 brush, And we're going to darken the inside a little bit. I've got a little violet here, a little purplish color. I'm going to use this inside to suggest some leaf patterns. These will be above here. And then I'll drag it down. Violet's a nice color. Complements our yellow and oranges. Okay, we'll suggest the little things. It's starting to take some nice shape. Now I'm going to take a little bit of this ultramarine, or you could use cobalt on here, and I'm going to do a little bit of a negative painting around the petals to give them some shape. So I come over here, and take some water and pull it out. I'm pulling it back. So, ultramarine or cobalt blue. Take the water, pull it out. And here's a nice spot where you could dabble in a little bit of your violet. Okay, we'll continue on here. And then pull back with water, clear water. Strong color. Around the tips. And then pull back with clear water. Lots of water. Okay, now we can make another orange value, or yellow orange. And I'll come inside here, and I'm going to put the strong color down there, and then soften. color, and with the water I'll soften it up a bit. Strong color, and then soften it up. Clear water to soften it in. I'm going to add a little more yellow. This will get us another value. This puts another layer of petals. Come down here with this stalk and put a little more suggestions down here. Strengthen it a little bit. Make some nice loose things over here. Now we might come back the thirsty brush, meaning one that I dip in water and come in the center here. Just lift to get a little bit of highlights inside the center there. Let's get a little more whites in there. I'm going to continue to build nice shapes of leaves. I'm letting it dry just a slight bit. Get another value of oranges on here. And then the same thing, we're going to pull this back and soften it. I'm going to take my rigger brush again and just, just this light small brush, and just suggest some nice flowing things. Add some darks. Then I'll continue with some yellows and golds, oranges, just giving it a moment to soak paper. Color, pull out with water. Strong color, softening with water. Suggest a couple little things here. A couple little leaves. Strong color, pointed out with water. A little more dabs of reds, pointed with color, just to give it some more indication. Petals. Stronger inside, stronger color here. Okay, bring this color, soften it up a little bit more. Continue with we'll add a little bit more greens to it. Soften it. We put a little bit of violet into those greens. Little dabs. Now let's again dry it up and look for our final stroke. Okay, we don't want to don't want to overdo this, but we can add a couple more little things. You can step back, see what you'd like to add. Put a little more color down on these petals, background, to make them stand out a little bit. This is negative space painting. Strong color, pulled back. And maybe a little up top here. Soften the bottom a little bit. Like a little bit of petals in here. We'll give this just a moment to dry up. Again, this is kind of a nice, fun painting to do if you're at a coffee shop. Sitting down, it's rather easy. And it's very expressive. So, if we take this painting, we'll take off our tape. By the way, this is washi tape. Comes off pretty easy. Sometimes what I like to do with these paintings is add a little bit of a splatter too. So I can just take a little bit of color, dry color, brush, and just give it a little bit of a sprinkle for a splatter. Nice when it's dry, that it just gives a little texture, additional texture, a little more interest. So again, we'll take off this washi tape. This aside a little bit. I have a little bit of a mat here. So I can take this mat, put it up a little bit, just kind of show you what it would look like matted. I could lift that up a little bit. The mat helps it. So, this is kind of a nice way, as I said, to do a sunflower. Here it is. It's very abstract, fun, and quick. You only need 4 colors. So I hope you enjoyed this. We have a lot more paintings coming. It'll be on my YouTube channel. So I hope that you'll join us sometime soon. Again, I'm Robert Morris, and hope to see you soon.